This meeting is being recorded.
More about like how the call went and how you're feeling?
Yeah, sure. So their potential referral partner, his name is Dave. He's local in Chicago, probably about a 25 minute drive from where I'm at. His business is going really well. He said he has a lot of clients and he's kind of has his hands full and is just looking for somebody to offload some work just so he can be able to have some breathing room in his business. I feel like the call went really well. He seemed, I mean, I don't want to use this word negatively, but he seemed kind of desperate, frankly. He seemed like to be really busy and sincerely needed somebody to come in and help. So I didn't really sell him too hard. It kind of sounded like he was, trying to sell me almost. So I just kind of let him go. But yeah, he has a busy week this week. He told me he's moving his daughter into college. So next week we're gonna get together in person and talk a little bit more specifics, but he seems really excited. Further, today at 4, I have another referral partner call, just, like an opening call to, kind of establish a relationship and, just feel each other out, see what he's looking for. And then I had another 2 people respond positively to my cold emails. I don't know what you call them, just like the template going out to potential referral partners. And I'm trying to set up meetings with them too. So I have some things in the works. I think I'm happy about that. I think that'd be a good way to get some experience in the actual bookkeeping, in the short term before I'm, getting my own clients. But I guess one thing I did want to talk about today is if there's a point where you would suggest I not stop, but maybe shift focus a little bit from the referral partner side to trying to get my own clients. I don't know.
Yeah, I do 50-50, just like 50-50 for like the rest of your career. That's probably what I would do, is like 50-50 for the rest of your career. Once I'm just looking for your call notes.
Okay.
Yeah, the cool thing, when it comes to like subcontracting referral partners, one big misconception people have is like, Bryce, if I'm doing this, I'm never kind of like getting my own clients. You'd be so surprised how many like of these like CPAs, just like forensic accountant, whatever, like they just don't do bookkeeping themselves, and they'll either, like sell you their bookkeeping division or they'll just give it to you outright. So it's like I would almost treat them as if they're your client, and like you'd be surprised how many of them will actually become your client. So the way I like to think of them also is like it's almost a consolidation of effort, right? Because these people have basically gone out, they've maybe spent 2 to 5 years kind of developing these clients, get them to want to stick with them, and then rather than you having to go spend 2 years to get that number of clients, you just take like 15 minutes to go send out like the email,
Right.
and it's just So it kind of depends on like your skill level, depends kind of where you are in your business. It really depends because like ultimately, man, like the way that people seem to like kind of connect with you, you'd probably get a really good kind of like percentage of the people you subcontract with to actually sell you a lot of their clients. So like if you were someone else and you weren't very personable, I'd probably say something a little bit different. But just the fact that people seem to kind of like you and you come across very poised. I mean, if you keep like getting, we'll say like 5 partnerships, like their subcontracting work out to. I mean, you probably get like 3 out of those 5 to actually sell you their bookkeeping business eventually.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's kind of how I'd be thinking about it. At the same time, I would be having LinkedIn kind of going. At least one of your profiles really on LinkedIn. Um, and just start learning how to like do the stuff inside LinkedIn chat. I don't know if you saw the new updated LinkedIn training inside the training portal. There's a lot more of like videos and stuff on the topic. So let me pull it up for you just in case you haven't seen it.
I don't think I have. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yes, there's like 8 or 9 different like training videos. If you feel like it's too much, you can always turn the videos on like 2.0 speed or even 1.5, and then kind of like go like that. So like LinkedIn A to Z, like an overview. Then we have like a LinkedIn daily checklist you can use, as well as like a PDF you can use to actually have the daily checklist on your computer. Next thing is how to actually go and create your LinkedIn profile. So I know inside the homework document I gave you like some LinkedIn templates that you can use. I think we kind of talked about you're going to create a separate one so that's different for your work. And then if you need more, like copy and paste this template. There's 3 different templates we have inside of this, so you can do the one that kind of works best for you, which is like shown inside the video.
Mhm.
Sales Navigator tutorial, how do you make a Sales Navigator search, connecting or sending a message, account limits, like how to make sure your LinkedIn account is like healthy. Then also how to like clone different bookkeeping clients and referral partners. So you have a lot of stuff inside of there. Yeah, so that's probably what I'd be thinking. But how many total emails have you sent out?
Um, Either like 100 or 140. I think the email, like, or I should say, email addresses I'm sending per day. I think the first 2 days I recommended 30 and then 40. So I'm either at that third one, so 100 total, or that fourth one, 140 total.
Bro, you need to maximize that referral partners. Like some people who try and do like the emails, like they send out like 200, they barely get a response. Like if you send out 100, you've already got like 3 to 5 like good responses. Like I would really blast that. So like in business, anytime you find something's like easy or you have like a competitive advantage, like it takes people more to do the exact same thing you're already trying to do. You lean into that thing as hard as you possibly can.
Um, okay, so yeah, I agree. Do you think there's a risk
Uh,
of getting flagged as spam? Like, should I maintain that same schedule that Rosalind sent me?
yeah. I would maintain that warm schedule. Like you could even start a second email address.
Yeah, I could. I think I'd want everything directing to the one business account eventually.
You can tell all the replies to direct to the one email inbox.
Okay, yeah, that's something I can consider then.
You would just set up like forwarding.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So then that would be what I'd yeah, dude, especially if like you're sending out 100 and getting like that many positive responses. Um, I would definitely do that, but also I would have like LinkedIn start going as well.
Okay.
Just so you can start building that network. The one thing when it comes to like LinkedIn though is like you have to be able to follow up with people. On LinkedIn, like people accept your connection request, but sometimes they don't really like get on LinkedIn the same kind of frequency they would like checking their email, or even like a Facebook and Instagram. So like following up at least like once a month with all of your like, contacts is incredibly important. That's the one thing. Like you really have to treat LinkedIn almost like you're building this like asset, like this network is an asset. Not just like sending out some messages and hoping people are like gonna buy. Because like every about 150 people you send a connection request to who accepts will want to just hop on a call no matter what. But it's like the other like 149 people, like you need to go and actually like work those leads and develop that relationship over time.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of like the whole point of the core four, like seeing
Mhm.
everybody you've connected with and just making sure you maintain a schedule of follow-ups.
Exactly. Like dude, like 50% of your sales is gonna come from like follow-ups. So that's the most important thing. Then also another rule you can kind of like live by is like your goal is to get 1% of your total audience, like people who accept connection requests, end up wanting to like work with you. Okay. Now if you get 1%, like you're not gonna need that many connections, but it's just like most people my number on average is about 0.679 to about like 0.75% of my total audience has like worked with me or bought something from me.
Hmm.
Right? But if you can get at least like 1%, that's like solid.
Yeah. Okay.
But the only way you get good at like getting closer to 1%, is threefold. There's three methods or 3 parts of like building and prospecting. I want to get this thing text box. Mhm. I say 3. There's really 4, but I'm just gonna be like simple. Um, but so this is Jer round one. This means like the first time that you like actually make contact with the person. This is like round number one. Right after that is follow-ups, and I can give you a follow-up schedule based on your schedule. 5D or 30 days. We'll call this one SC. This just stands for like sales call. Whereas like sideways, it's not really a messenger. And then post call. So this right here, like this is like the easiest. Everyone kind of thinks about this, and this is like where you just like expand your audience as far as possible. And like that's a strategy I kind of prefer to a certain degree. But it's like the longer I get in business, the more it's like where your real money comes from is gonna be more like here. Like it's almost like so I have a guy who like books calls for me on like Instagram, right? And it's like money kind of falls out of the sky when you do this. And it feels like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to kind of make sales. But where all those people come from is like people who said like no to you in the beginning, or maybe they just for whatever reason just didn't sign up with you, or maybe they said they were yes, but then like their kid got sick for like a week or a month, and then just kind of fell off the wagon, right? So really having this just be like on just 100% correct. This is so critical. This is where so many of your sales are going to come from, especially like cleanups, then monthly clients, just everything comes from here. And then this is just kind of like you gotta do it. Like it sucks. No one wants to do it, but just like you just gotta do it. Because a lot of your prospects are going to want to work with you within about 15 to about 45 days when you first like actually connect with them. And when I say sucks, like it's not that bad. Like compare like some people have to like swing sledgehammers for their job. Like all we
Yeah.
have to do is just like copy paste.
hmm
Um, and then we'll see. Let's switch my share new screen. So like this is like the main place I'm putting my focus for like the next like 3 to 6 months is just like I prefer to actually use the spreadsheet rather than use a CRM. Now like historically I like if I'm personally using the CRM myself, then I kind of like it because I mean I understand it and it like sends me notifications and stuff. And like it sends me reminders, right? But if you have like a small team, like maybe like a VA, then having like this is so much better because then you can just like color code things. So it's like, has this purchase been purchased? Has it been more than 15 days since you last talked to them? If it's true, then you have to clear all this red. If it's false, then just move on to the next one. It's just automatically like counting for it. It's very visual, so it's very simple. Um, Same thing for my Instagram, right? So the first time you see their name, that just means that they have been like the first time they've ever been like contacted. And as you see, this side is very easy to do. But this side is the one where it's like, okay, this is where the money's made. It's like inside of this column is where all the money's made. So if you see like we're leaving a lot of like money on the table in terms of like this guy. Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, you can make a good amount of money just doing like the first column alone and like just following up on like people who got on a consultation call but just didn't like work with you. Like you can make a good amount of money with that, but it's just like, if you're gonna be working and you don't want to like have to keep working for like the next like 5 years, right? You just want to like get to like 6 figures and kind of coast with your business and just do everything correctly from the start.
Yeah,
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of me joining the program. Like originally, I think there was a connection and I didn't join, and there were follow-ups that like sparked more interest. So yeah, it shows you care. It takes 2 seconds, but it could make a big impact.
Exactly, dude. Like that's the biggest thing because a lot of people don't follow because they think they're annoying the person, but really like people, especially like business owners are hiring like bookkeepers and accountants, sometimes they'll actually ignore you to see if you actually follow up. Because they're kind of giving you, it's almost like a trial of how you're going to be when you're working together.
Hmm.
So it's like you just have to keep like just being in their face and just yeah, dude, like yeah, it's if you really think about it, like it's actually the most predictable way to like make money over a long enough period of time because you're getting new people every single day, and then you just have like almost like imagine you had like a just a list of names of people who already like you and know you and who are like on the fence about working with you, and all you have to do is just copy and paste like times like 50 to 100 of these messages, and then one out of 100 is going to say yes. And it's just like once a month you just do that. So it's
Yeah.
just like yeah, it's ridiculous. Does that kind of make sense about like kind of the next place you should be going?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, continue to lean into the cold emails. That seems to be working so far. I think I'm gonna. I can't remember exactly where I'm at in the training portal, but I'll probably skip ahead of the LinkedIn stuff just to get my feet wet there and start to get an understanding of how I can get started there. I guess my only other question on that front is like when it comes to business owners that I know personally that I frequent just in my neighborhood. Do you have any suggestions that are like different from the way we talk about pitching people virtually? Would you still say maybe just like walking in there on a normal day, kind of trying to set up like a 15-minute talk like we would virtually and just kind of follow the same the same process, but you're just trying to do it in person?
Yeah. That's what I do. It depends how it is. If it's like a networking event where you actually are talking to the owner, it's very like simple, very easy. That's generally really, really good. If it's more of like you're sitting down in a restaurant, it'll be more like saying, like who is the owner? Maybe is the owner there? Can you like speak with the owner and then just like complimenting the food, saying, hey, this is really good. And I come here a pretty good amount of time. Who does your books?
Hmm.
Right? Or you can even do like more like small talk, like, how long have you guys been in business and just blah blah blah. Just like anything to kind of get that relationship going. You could even do like a two-part run by. You could say, hey man, hey, can I talk to the owner? Just talk about the food, just blah blah blah. It's really good. How long you guys been doing it for? You have any tips about starting a business? I'm starting my own business too. And like, oh, what kind of business do you do? Yeah, I do accounting. I have a couple people who I've been working with recently, and I've been, doing it for my day job as well. Like, oh, yeah, man, that's awesome. I really like people like, starting their own business and blah 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 blah. So and so does the bookkeeping, but she's not doing that great of a job, right? So he can actually sell you on why you should do it. So I would actually go with that route I just said, which is more complimentary food, just asking for like general business tips or different things you can kind of do.
Yeah,
And then from there, it's like, yeah, just kind of hinting, yeah, man, I have my own accounting bookkeeping business. So I'm really like interested in learning how other business owners like, really made it work for themselves.
yeah,
And then just kind of like we talk about like have them kind of take over that like older mentor frame kind of thing.
right, right. Yeah, I think yeah, I like that. And speaking of that, I kind of got that feeling on that referral call the other day. The one
Mhm.
that like I'll follow up with him next week, but I kind of got that feeling that not only does he need a lot of help, but I kind of got that sense that he might see me as like a younger him, and that's
Yeah,
only going to benefit me. Uh,
exactly.
I like the idea too of like not necessarily like starting a conversation and speeding right into the sales pitch. Because if you like, for me, I'm thinking of multiple businesses in the neighborhood that I've built rapport with, been going to their
Mhm.
store for years, and I could just simply go up to them and just say, "Hey, like I'm looking for advice. Like I'm starting my own business, and like people like talking about themselves, and they like to think they are helpful and
Mhm.
wise. So you're kind of buttering their bread, and then like it just kind of leads into that."
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'd almost do it. And that way you don't really like lose any rapport if you like were to make like a sales pitch and they weren't ready for it. It's like
Right.
just keep talking to them just more and more about it. Like, yeah, that's really how I do it. And then also what happens there if they're maybe not looking for it, it's like, hey, yeah, man, do you know anyone else who potentially could like use like some bookkeeping or some accounting? And like, yeah, Joe Smo just telling me like, he's looking for, his office actually up the street. Oh, that's awesome. Do you have like maybe Joe's number so I can maybe like send him a text message and send him like a free health report?
Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that because I think
exactly.
people can be kind of defensive once they get a sense that they're in a sales position, like they're being sold to, if they're not ready for it. But like, I think that way is a little easier. It kind of,
Yeah.
it's more like genial and like, easygoing than like you
Yeah.
pitching.
Yeah, and plus too, if they're interested, like, what's a health report? Oh, basically what that means, like, I would just generally take like a diagnostics of your books, sees what's like, good, what's bad, and if it makes sense, I make like a game plan with you of like how we can move forward in the process together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of business owners have been taking me up on that recently, so it's really cool to kind of see, like I'm starting to get some clients. Like, oh, maybe we could do one of those. And it's like, or we can even throw in like, yeah, I mean, if you want, maybe I can even give you a free health report. Would that be something you want?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because if you do a health report, or if you phrase it kind of like that, even if they have someone who's like in place, it's not like you're trying to sell them something.
Yeah.
Like, so they could do it on top of their existing bookkeeping. Just say, yeah, just see how things are going. Because I know sometimes if you have like a CPA accountant and then you have like a bookkeeper, maybe an office admin, getting information across all three can kind of like, be hard to do. So this just kind of like puts everything in perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome.
You mentioned the daily checklist. Is that associated with LinkedIn marketing?
Yes.
Okay.
I also have one for email as well. But I mean, email, it's pretty simple. Just try and send a follow-up schedule. What you could even do is you could even like hit schedule send. It's like maybe like on like a Monday, you just go and like set up your 30/30, whatever the schedule's telling you, and just hit schedule and then send. So you
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
So you don't have to
yeah,
check it yet. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah. And just that's like 20-30 minutes on like a Monday morning.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Um, at what point do you think getting like a business account and like protecting yourself with an LLC makes sense? Is that
I would probably do
unnecessary?
like immediately when you get out of your first client, or in your case, I would actually file for like right now, because I mean, it sounds like you're starting to get some like movement going.
Yeah.
Um, Really, what you need an LLC. You need to have generally business insurance, right? Business insurance is generally pretty cheap. You can get it for like $1,000 a year. But what I would do is I'd actually see if they can do like a payment plan on it. And generally, like it's very weird for insurance. They're like either like a one pay or they try and give you like an 8 or 10 pay.
Yeah.
So it's like $100 a month for your business insurance. Yeah, that'd be the main thing. Then what you can also do in the future is get like some QuickBooks certification. Now, the only reason why I would even potentially think about that, you're not looking to get the certification, like brag about you have the certification. You can. I mean, it's not really that braggable for like your kind of place in the world.
Mhm.
But they have like that little pro advisor directory, and I'm not saying the directory gives you the best lead. I'm not saying that because like sometimes the leads that they give you are trash. It's just
Yeah.
more it's like another opportunity they give you, and it's just like you can kind of like leverage those.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that, and yeah, that would be nice to have just a
Yeah.
list that people that use QuickBooks can go to one place and just find you.
Yeah, but keep in mind though, like there's sometimes like those leads can be a little bit like trash. Like, it's easy to get demoralized. So
Hmm.
if you get like a QuickBooks Pro Advisor lead, like you can never let that kind of reflect negatively on your sales skills. Because in some cases they could just be like just literally calling every person down the list.
Yeah.
Another thing you could do, if you find a partner, and it depends how much time you have. Like when you start running your business like more full time, this might make even more sense. If you have a partner that's very high on the pro advisor list, you can even go look at the pro advisor, just like start going down from like top to bottom and emailing those people, seeing if they'll actually let you work their list. So in some cases, they might have like a bunch of people calling from pro advisor, but they really want to focus on like the tax side. So they just have a bunch of like people looking for like bookkeeping services that they maybe they offer, they just don't want to. So if you say, hey, why don't we just like split the bookkeeping services like 50/50, or even like, I honestly I would try and keep it like as giving the partner as much money as possible without like making yourself kind of feel resentful. Some people don't like that because they're like, well, I'm doing all the work and I'm even doing like the sales marketing. Why is that person even getting a cut? It's like because you're using their list and their kind of like credibility they've already built.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of like think about that. And then every time the phone rings, they can actually have the number redirect to your phone number, and then you just get the call immediately. So now you have a list of people who are just calling you, and you have the trust factor of like having the other like agency or other company on your
Mhm.
behalf. And they just you deal with like maybe like 3 to 5 other pro advisors across like the major cities in your state.
Right. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you can play checkers or you can play chess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome,
Okay.
man. Okay, cool, man. We can talk some more in the next call in a couple minutes. If you can't make that call, say okay. But yeah, dude, let's keep it going. Let's keep making some progress, man. Yeah, dude, you're doing well.
Yeah. Hoping to get past the pre-revenue stage soon, but one step at a time.
Yeah, yeah. The one thing that some people have like troubles with is like everyone's trying to make like $1 million tomorrow. It's more of like your goal needs to be to create an ecosystem of leads so that you never have to think about money again.
Right.
Right? That's what you're really creating when you're kind of doing some of this like more boring work. So that's kind of what I'd be thinking. So rather than like just worry about like revenue stage or pre-revenue stage, don't be one of those people that's like, I'm like hashtag first client. Like
Yeah.
I'm not one of people like that. It's like those are the kind of people that get their first client and then take like 6 months to get like their next client.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They ain't getting the business to have one client.
Awesome, man. Wait, I'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
Yeah. Should be a second. All right. See ya.
Talk to you.
Bye.
Bye.